All right. Welcome back to Health After Hours, episode 2. I'm Gig. This is Ginny, presented by
Hi.
Bion Health, of course. New setup, microphones, have some lighting. We learned from last week and made some good changes, I think.
Yeah, I think so. We're
Con-
learning. Yeah.
Constructive criticism from people, which was great. Ways to help and improve. So, again, hope you enjoyed last week. This week, we're going to be talking about um, just really a lot of the questions we're getting on peptides.
Yeah.
What are people coming to us with? What are their issues? What do they want to improve upon? And then what peptides kind of help or solve each of those problems. So, you want to chat a little bit about some of the questions you received this week, Jen?
So a lot of the people who come to me are, um, a lot of women who kind of can relate to the symptoms I feel: lack of
Mhm.
energy. They you feel overweight. You get into this rut and this vicious cycle where, you're overweight. You feel inflamed. Your joints start to hurt, and you feel sluggish, and it's almost impossible to work out. And you have to work out to be able to you know, get healthy and drop the weight. So there's something that needs to happen to break that cycle. Um, and I think that that's kind of one of the things that people come to me about are those specific symptoms. And let's see.
It's I would say peptides, the way I explain to people, they are a tool,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like, you have to put in the work and everything, but it is nice because if you're having all those issues or symptoms that are describing there, the peptide as a tool helps kickstart that, and it's like, I don't know, just an added.
Right. It helps. It's a bridge to help break that cycle and helps you really
Mhm.
start the journey to wellness and more energy, helps you lose that inflammation so that you can work out
Yeah, for sure.
and do all the things.
I know
So
for me, just talking to a lot of dads, I mean, my situation obviously got up to 223 pounds, and just lethargic, low energy, obviously not feeling great about myself at that weight. And when I'm talking to other dads now, after I've gone through the peptide, made the change, and starting to feel better about myself, more energy, run around with our two boys. A lot of dads who I'm talking to are really saying like, I don't have energy. I'm overweight. I got to get back. I got to make a change. I don't want to be that dad parent who sits on the couch and watches the kids run around or watches another parent run around. And I never wanted to be like that. I mean, my dad was always the one playing sports with us and running around, and a lot of my friends' parents similar, right? So I knew, as a kid, like when I became a parent, I wanted to
mhm.
be active and running around. And obviously took us a bit longer, but even at 40 now, going to be 41 here soon, I feel, I don't know, I feel like I'm in my early 20s.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. It's no BS. It's not a sales thing. It's just I genuinely do. I don't have any aches and pains. I run around.
Hmm.
My energy levels are pretty solid. So again, just getting back to like the main concerns I'm getting are dads coming to me and saying I need to make a change. So
Yeah. Exactly. And I mean, a shout out to my fellow ladies out there who do so much and take care of everybody else around you. Work, clean the house, take care of your spouse, your kids, your pets, whatever it may be. There's very little time for your own self-care, but when you do take care of yourself, you're taking care of other people, and then you're able to enjoy it as well. And you're able to, like Gig said, run around and enjoy running around with your kids or your pets or whomever you spend your life with. So I think that little piece of taking care of yourself and doing something for yourself is beneficial, not just for you but for the people around you as well.
you have to start
So
somewhere, and
yeah.
there is a lot of information about peptides now, and people that come to us will sit there and they'll name 10, and
Hmm.
like, I heard about this, a little bit about that, tell us about it. It's like they're all great for different things and some stack together,
Hmm.
but you just want to start. If you're saying weight and energy, we talk about the terzepatide with Motzi as a stack,
Hmm.
but you don't need to do. I mean, we're not saying do 5, 7, 10 things at once. That's
Right.
silly because you
Hmm.
don't know what would work. So the real thing is, it's like, what's your number one area of concern? If I have a friend who is fit already, good shape, doesn't need to lose weight, and they say like nagging joints and pains, it's like we know it's like, okay, Wolverine blend,
Hmm.
TB 500, BPC 157, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, but a lot of the things are I need to get healthier, I need to lose weight, I need to get back into a routine. So it's like you just need to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You
And
just need to start somewhere.
exactly.
A day at a time, start somewhere. I always tell people, if you have a bad Friday and you're at a pizza party
Hmm.
and you have 3, 4 pieces and a slice of cake, who cares?
Yeah.
It's one night. Enjoy
Hmm.
yourself. It's the mentality of, it's Friday. Oh, I had a bad Friday. I'm gonna have a Saturday, Sunday. I'll start Monday. That's where it gets like, no, like, you have a bad night, have fun, have a cheat
Right.
night or two, have a weekend where you go away and have fun. Just get back to the grind. You need to have more good days than bad, more good meals than bad.
Right.
Don't beat yourself up because people get hung up on this. And that's the same thing with people starting peptides. It's like, no, you have to start somewhere, and we'll guide you through. That's why we're
Right.
here, especially you with your
Hmm.
knowledge. It's like, we'll guide you through the process, and just take it day by day, month by month. That's really the only way to approach it.
Right. Exactly. And then eventually it just becomes easier for you. So,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, you're changing basically 9, 10 months of losing 60 pounds. And then obviously, I mean, I was talking to a friend today,
hmm.
and I said that your arms are more shredded now than when we met in college as a D1 athlete
Yeah,
playing. That's
for
true.
sure.
But there is a lot of extra work that goes into that.
Hmm.
You did not take really any days off working out.
Hmm.
You ate very clean. You did intermittent fasting,
Hmm.
and you did everything absolutely the right way. So your results are great, but you put in massive amounts of hard work.
Right.
So that's the thing as well. It's like, these peptides are aids; they are tools to help, but you still have to put in the work.
Right. And I like that because they're kind of painted out there like they're some sort of magic fix, and they're really not. You still have to, use them as a tool, like we had mentioned before, to be able to work out, to be able to eat healthier and make better lifestyle changes. Um, and I just think seeing it that way, when you stop using them, you'll be able to continue just making the doing the changes that you made. Um, like working out and eating better. So making the better lifestyle changes and continuing them will be easier.
And when you're not as hungry and you're just consuming, by nature of the peptide, you're just consuming less calories.
Hmm.
It's important to prioritize quality items, right? Because you need fuel, right? You need to
Absolutely.
eat something for energy. That is where I like and I know you're a huge fan of the MOT C
Hmm.
NAD stacking with it, because that will help with the energy component, because you are going to be at a calorie deficit,
Right.
at the beginning, especially if you're trying to work out too, which obviously we highly
Right.
recommend. Don't push it,
So with the
yeah.
GLPs, he's saying those first few weeks while your body kind of adjusts to the calorie deficit, you're going to feel that fatigue and you're just going to kind of feel off. But, when you stack the MOTS and the NAD, he's saying
I think it's
it
important though.
helps. And I think it's important as well.
Well, to
Yeah.
eat good quality.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That's the thing,
Hmm.
because you need the nutrients, you need the protein, and it's like, don't if you're just a little bit hungry and you want a snack, I would opt for something high in protein,
Hmm.
and even getting
Something
some,
cleaner.
yeah,
Yeah.
cleaner, and
Hmm.
obviously you still need carbohydrates,
Yeah.
especially if you're doing all of this and trying to work out, which again we recommend.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I mean, any other questions you're really getting? I mean, a lot of our stuff has been, weight loss, weight management, and energy. Right now, we have been seeing some with, like, sexual wellness. We have been seeing a few things with, hair and skin.
Hmm.
So, is there anything, any questions you've been asked, or anything, kind of, we get it? But any questions you've been getting asked about the other peptides?
It's mainly, a lot of GLPs, of course, peptide questions, a lot of NAD, MOTS-C. I get a lot of what can I build muscle with. So I get a lot of body composition questions. Um, and then a few like recovery, what can I do for an injury type questions
Hmm.
as well, which is like your BPC 157 and TB 500.
As we get up there in age, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're seeing people that have knee, hip, shoulder, and they're either contemplating surgery, want to try the peptide route, or they're planning ahead, saying a surgery is coming, and I want my recovery to be sped up or expedited or whatever with the aid of
Mm-hmm.
a BPC or some recovery tool. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's important. I like that. I mean, that's how I always everything I do. It's kind of be proactive, not reactive, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like that's smart in my mind. It's like first, I mean, for
Yeah,
you,
it's
your
something to
knees.
at least give it a go. Yes,
I
my
don't know
knees
if
are
we
pretty
talked
bad.
about. I don't know if we talked about this last time. Did we? Your knees?
No, I don't think so. I've mentioned it in a bunch of my
Well, yeah,
posts,
just
but
as just living with someone who your knees would creak and you'd have me feel them and they would crack. And I'd hear you walk up the steps sometimes and you would like yell in pain
mhm.
and stop on the steps. No lie. And you went to the doctor, you had to get what, an x-ray, then you had to get scopes.
I got scopes of my knees, and I basically am missing cartilage in a lot of places in my knees, so that needed replaced.
And you're
Um,
41, not to give your age out, but they did say there's a chance, highly probable by the age of 50, you would need both
yeah.
knees replaced.
Hmm.
Okay. Fast forward, it sounds like we're selling magic legumes here because it like from The Office and Jim
Yes,
and Dwight.
yes. Hmm.
But it's like because when I tell people that and I go, this is the same girl, my wife, who on vacation in January, after a couple months of this, you already were working out, doing squats and lunges and feeling better, would go on runs every morning.
Hmm.
You couldn't walk up steps and you're going on runs. And that's where I say it sounds like too good to be true. Results may vary, but I mean, people are really having tremendous,
Yeah. Hmm.
tremendous results with this stuff for recovery, healing, and
Yeah,
that. And
absolutely.
I mean,
I couldn't carry my kids up the stairs when they were babies. It was hard. I mean, I did it, and but it was painful. And you don't want that. You don't want that feeling postpartum at all. It's difficult enough having kids, and being in pain with them is not something you ever wanted. So
mhm, yeah.
yeah.
Um, the other thing that talking to people in like the business world who are dealing with stress, and I haven't really broached the subject yet, but I know I tried it and you tried it, and and I just speak in my world, right? So the business world where people are stressed, anxiety, lack of sleep, too much work, right? It all builds up and it manifests into different things, right? And we have Solank and CMAX
Hmm.
and Epi too, right? For cognitive
Yeah. Hmm.
support. And I've only used Solank.
Hmm.
I believe you've only used Solank as well.
Yep.
But that is something I haven't broached it yet because it can be a delicate conversation
Hmm.
because it gets into the cognitive, mental health. And, I guess all we can do is share our mental health journeys or our stresses or anxieties and say, like, Solank, I did it for a few weeks and I felt a little off at first and it curbed my anxiety, my dizzy spells you get. We could talk about another episode kind of more into myself, but
Hmm.
I mean, I'm on like 2 months past that and I'm still at a good place, and I do credit that to kind of the short-term use or whatever of Slank
Hmm.
because I felt something on it. I felt a little off at first, not my, a little foggy, not myself. Then I felt fine. Then I was good to stop, and it carried over, and that's what they're saying about some of these
Yeah.
cognitive peptide therapies that they do.
Yeah.
We
They
could
really are
talk more in depth
wonderful.
about them in
Sure.
another episode,
Yeah.
but I'm just thinking of questions that either have been asked of us, we're seeing, or if we're just noticing in normal conversation when people are saying like, "Here's where I'm at," and they mention these stresses or anxieties of daily life. It's
Yeah.
like, well, you hate to say there's a peptide for that. It's kind
Hmm.
of becoming the thing though. Where
There's peptide for a lot of things.
there's a
Yes.
peptide for a lot of
Hmm.
things. So
Yep.
yeah, I mean, is there any other scenarios or stories, or I think we kind of
I think we
covered,
covered a lot of them. I mean, a lot of the main ones.
yeah, what are peptides? Why, what are people coming to us and asking for, and why are they
Mhm.
asking for it?
Right.
That's a big thing. You have to sit there and analyze as yourself, being like, okay, I'm not at a good place with X, Y, and Z. I want to improve here or there, is it, weight management? Is it shoulder pain? Is it whatever reason? And then that's where we're here, basically 24/7, where you can ask us questions, and, we can kind of give the guide of our experiences. We have the whole medical physician team, right? Who
Mhm. Yep.
obviously are there to help. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really do a self assessment. Where do you want to be? What do you want to improve upon? Talk to us, reach out,
Right.
and together we'll put together a plan, physician guided, of course.
Mhm.
But we've how many different peptides have you tried at this point?
A lot. I don't even. I haven't
I know I'm
counted.
not gonna. I'm sorry, it's
Yeah, a
late.
lot.
This is health after hours, and it's
Probably.
basically 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long day,
Mhm.
but it's a lot. Don't want to
A
put you on
lot.
the spot. And obviously, I've
I don't know,
tried.
maybe 10 peptides.
Yeah, I
If
was
I
gonna
could,
say you probably had a dozen.
maybe a dozen.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's good. I think it's a good place to be, and yeah, I mean that'll do it for this episode,
Yeah.
episode 2. Appreciate everyone for what we had some views, some new
Yeah.
subscribers
Thanks
from
for
it.
watching, everybody. I hope
Yeah,
you guys found it beneficial. And
we'll see you next week, and we'll
yeah.
start doing deep dives into specific peptides,
Mhm.
and yeah, kind of do full scale, full episode per peptide, and kind of go from that route. So we'll see you next week, everyone.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.